I intend to find Morrigan.
My impression was that she didn't want to be found.
Yeah, he hates pigeons so much. Sorry, she hates pigeons so much. It is hilarious. But what about your, your problem?
It's true.
You're all right for a human.
And you're alright for a dwarf.
Are you ready, my lord? The crowds outside are getting restless.
What were Morrigan's plans? These questions must remain a mystery for now. However, we are not done yet, so... why not? So just calm down, Detlef. We need to talk. These two epic beings are hashing it out, and Geralt just follows along with his little sword, jumping over the little fence. You can snuggle me at the Aldecaldo camp. Get me warm. Gets cold in these desert nights. What trouble you in, son?
Hey, V.
It says don't walk, River. We're jaywalking right now. Safety first!
Talking about his nephew's life here. A child's life.
Could be our fault too. Everything's our fault. These the mags you're looking for, Grizz? Ballsy. Red hot. This shit is fucked up. Kill time, I think. Yeah, well, we gon' kill some people if we can.
Good morning, night city, a day in the life. I was on my own, catching a ride.
Exit the menu. Cool. All right, so I think what we'll do is we'll pause here. I thought there might be a little side quest to do on Eos, but I don't think that's the case. So we'll probably end a little bit early tonight. I apologize. I just got squashed by a shuttle. Speaking of ending, we just got flattened. What the hell? It's cool, it's cool. Let us put our own shield barrier down for everyone. I get it? Yes, I did. I was not paying attention. Get these Templar horrors down. And this one. Fade cloak, hit him inside. Oh, yes, one-shot critical. Suck on that, dickhead. We are the hero. We do all things heroic.
And Oli is as bereft of parents as anyone's ever been.
My mom is especially dead.
No need to mention that, Oli.
Oh, Morrigan actually helping us with the cause for once. Normally she's like not happy about helping people. Right, well that escalated. People in public. Yep, no, they definitely want to fight, so...
And sad tales of all sorts.
I still don't have my parents.
Yes, sir. Poor Oli still doesn't have his parents.
Shouldn't laugh at his...
Anything you can spare would be appreciated.
Oldie man. Alrighty, boom, we are in. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. This is Nerdedness. I am Shade. In the background, we have Grizz.
Bonjour.
How we doing? Ooh, that audio is still super loud. Why can I never get audio levels?
Because I have a very booming voice.
You are indeed very booming, yes.
Shade, this is God.
This is your
Give
conscience
Grizz
calling.
all your money.
I'll try that. We'll figure it out eventually. Anyway, tonight we're doing a cozy, quiet stream. We're going to do some mod making, and in particular, we are going to be producing, hopefully, a useful accessibility mod. Now, this is born out of some discussions I've chimed into on Reddit this week, where there's been one or more, well, in particular, this is just one person who's driving the conversation primarily, seeking advice on what mods they could use because they're vision impaired. So we've had a little bit of a back and forth chat, and they've come up with some ideas, and I'm like, you know what, I can do some of that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a crack at it. We're going to see if it's actually useful. Maybe it's educational for some people to see some of my mod making progress or processes. I'll turn this thing down. I've got Starfield Radio running in the background, which you just go to starfieldradio.com. It looks like it's got some bad stuff and some good stuff. Anyway, we'll see. So that's the intent. Maybe in the process we can do something that helps some of the community that probably, you know, wouldn't otherwise get some attention, and maybe we can inspire some other people to do some similar helpful accessibility kind of things, because I can only do so much. I can't do UI, for example, so maybe some of the awesome UI makers like Star UI and Praxis UI, maybe those guys can do similar things. Anyway, we'll chip away at this. We've got Grizz in the background with his playthrough gameplay up in the corner of our screen. Hopefully this looks okay. We are recording for anyone who might be interested to see, so there'll be some high definition videos coming to YouTube shortly. You don't have to stick with the 1080p version, you'll be able to see a 4K version. So, what are we doing first? We are loading into the creation kit. We really only need starfield.esm as a dependency to get us started, so I should have done this earlier. This will take a minute or two to launch. But I'll put the sound back on. Now you've got some of Zone 79's armor packs on, haven't you?
I do, and I have a most awesome epic looting mod with some random loot found.
Some random guy.
Some random.
I've started doing some updates for that too. I'm trying to implement some practical area looting capabilities to hopefully make things a bit quicker and easier, and also benefit some of the accessibility peeps as well. I'm partway through. I've got most of it working all right, and now trying to make it a bit smoother and a bit snappier. There is also a very minor rare occasion where it won't be able to clean up one of the guns dropped in Reach, and so there is a small chance you could occasionally get a duplicated weapon drop. But it'll only be a basic weapon, never a fancy one.
Epically cool, awesome.
This is the dust.
Because, interestingly, from what I've learned, the way the game works is armor and weapons used by enemies are always going to be white items. There's never going to be rare or legendary or anything like that. Now, they may be carrying it for drops for the player to pick up.
But used.
But they never use them, no. And that's why with my looting mod, sometimes like, oh, this guy's got 2 pieces of armor. Well, that's because the game has spawned the bit of armor it wants you to pick up. It's allowed you to loot this time, as well as then when you strip off the armor using their actual equipped armor using my mod. Yeah. Bit of a mixed bag. But anyway, that's fine. At least we figured out now how it works. And you don't really get a real advantage out of it. So that's one of the things that's coming to that mod.
Sweet.
At some point.
The Leviathan Odyssey. Dive deeper into the cosmos, navigate unexpected challenges, and
I don't know who's made this Starfield Radio, but it is kind of interesting.
sprinkle of stardust. Give your Solar Frontiers game a
Inspired by the Fallout 4 or Fallout, full stop, radio in those games. Anyway, Midnight Tabby, I did say hello to you. How are you doing? You're playing First Descendants or something?
on the books. See you on the frontiers.
Did you have an awesome weekend? Wedding party times?
Welcome back to the dust.
Ah, saw the pictures. Tabby, they looked awesome.
Broadcasting live out of my cozy sleep crate in Neon,
Yeah,
capital of
we are in.
Something happened
So,
while I was at Terrabrew Coffee
first thing
in
we
Hudson
shall do.
Plaza this morning that I've just got to share. As I was waiting for my usual...
Skip. Skip. Some of the music on this radio is not great.
Why did you look?
Playing Phasmophobia now. Cool.
Not part of your training as a miner.
And Zeno joins us also. How are you doing, Zeno? Now, what are we doing? We will start with gameplay settings, and we'll get that system in place so we can twiddle some settings. That's what we'll do. Is in the miscellaneous section. Play option. Now, I've seen what is a really cool idea that some other mod makers have done, is they've done like these dividers. We need to come up with a good name for this mod too. For now, it's just going to be Shades. Grizz, you can't see my screen, right?
No, I cannot.
You know me pretty well. I don't want you to see my screen.
Gotcha.
You know me pretty well, and you listen to the stream a lot, and one of the common themes that we say shoot him in a so-and-so place. Not big shot for Grizz, not that. So this mod is about primarily making things glow, so they're more visible. So what do you think I'm going to start calling it as a project name initially? I put him on the spot because he's distracted playing games as well.
Killing. Go Shades, show me.
Shades, glowy bits. Shoot him in the glowy bits. What acronym we're gonna? What? Shade SGB. Shades, glowy bits.
Shades, shiny balls. Bits. Shades, shiny bits.
Yeah. Now I need to get back into the swing of making mods whilst streaming. Doing a radio, yeah. So you might have heard of this, Xeno. There's a thing here called StarfieldRadio.com, and you just load it in a browser. It's awesome. It's free, and well done to those who've made it. Yeah, some of it's pretty cool, it seems.
Is it a digital radio or just a online only type thing?
I think it's just online only. It's just a little web page that streams something.
Well, now that is unexpected.
And this
where it goes.
So, we'll come up with the name of what this is actually going to be. Page glowy bits.
Do it again.
No, rename it. Now let's save our plugin file. For now, it's called Shades. Shades glowy bits. I will come up with a better name, but I'm open to suggestions as well. People, if there's anyone around who's good at naming stuff, because I am notoriously not good at naming stuff. Change the brightness of my lamp in the face. It's not responding to my controls. Alright, so we're going to do some gameplay options in there. Then we need to have a form list. This is how I tend to detect... Oh, it's behind Grizz's window. That's how I tend to detect when one of my settings has changed. Shades, glowy bits. List. That, we hit save. It's there, and we need to go to the group, and we need to in the options. So the heading goes in here, and it goes in here. Now that is what creates the gameplay option menus. We've got one to start with. What do we do now? Do the quest. May as well create the quest and the attached script. So the way I listen for when one of my options has been changed is we have a quest that just listens and registers for the event to occur, which is an option has changed. It's settings, quest. Don't need to do anything else, it's all default. That's our quest. We will attach a script. Let's go across here and let's to my script. Hopefully soon we'll have some interesting glowy stuff. It's vehicle tuner. Let's use that as a base, I think. Init, register event, wait, setting spell. Sounds good.
Extra ammunition.
So what are you doing, Grizz? You are just random exploring at the moment?
Just random exploring and random killing.
Excellent.
And blowing myself up because I forget they do that.
Oh, where's Big Vito? He loves it.
Oh, there
Jay
you go.
joins us in chat. Ashes have finally finished extracting, so you're going to do some modding stuff too. Excellent. So Jay is working with me to do some of the art for some of the mods I have coming up. So Jay has the unfortunate task of trying to translate what I want to have happened into reality. But to my credit, I've at least been able to show her how some of the models work, and then we just tap into her talents to actually make things customized and pretty and awesome. Something. Alright, so we will need to include in here our form list. Form list. Now, I'm also very open to ideas on how else we can make things accessible, or easier, or better for players, whether there's physical impairments, or just want things to be easier and more fun. There's lots of reasons to do this kind of stuff. So that looks fine for now. Let's go like that. Thumbs up. Bring a script. It's JB.
Loving your drones, by the way.
Ah, good. You can't speak too much about that, actually. It's like the one thing you can't really talk about tonight.
Talk about what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's it's just not a good idea because it's not out, it's not released, it's still a work in progress. Plus, that will likely be a paid mod, so we'll make sure it's in the right shape.
Legitly awesome.
Yeah, before we talk about it too much. Alright, so where is our quest? Go back to our quest. Quests are the backbone of this game. You have no idea how many things are actually quests in the background that just do stuff, even if there's no actual quest objectives in your quest log. Settings quest, autofill. So we haven't done the spell yet. Yes. Create our spell. So the other way I tackle this is I like using some kind of spell that's cast and trigger that by a script. Part of the reason is when you call or cast a spell via a script, it actually just loads the spell in its entirety and fires it off, and then once it's done, it's all removed from memory and packed up again. One of the advantages to doing this is I can very easily make script changes because it's not persistent in memory or in your save. It's only loaded at the time. It's a very safe way to ensure I can always easily update scripts for new mechanics or new things that I add to my mods. So, what are we doing now? This quest is created. Settings quest. So we need a settings. Let's hijack the one from my vehicle as well. Oh, that's got lots of stuff in it. They're in the right file. Look at it all. Alright, let's turn that right down. Not wrong. And all of that. That's right. What are you not happy about? Is this VS Code plugin? Sometimes Thinks it's detected an error, and it hasn't. But maybe it actually... Thing is wrong. Object reference not set to an instance of... What object reference? Something wrong with this syntax. What the hell? Effect. Ah. I know what it is. End function. No. End event. That's got it. So yeah, Jay, how many pieces in that puzzle you got? Is it 1,000? Let's go to the Arts and Crafts channel. Looks pretty good. Is that a map of Thetis? Oh, you are so in the Dragon Age mindset, aren't you? Veilguard comes soon. I need to get my Dragon Age 2 and 3 playthroughs posted on YouTube then. Yeah. Okay. Jay, up to 1080p and like magic and read the screen. Very good. Is that the stream resolution speed, is it? Thought it was cooler than an art print for all. Yeah, it is. Puzzles are cool. And I like seeing, like, you know, cool puzzles framed. They look good when you do finish them and frame them. So, new magic effect. SGB settings effect. It is a script. It is fire and forget on self.
Say something to people worth investigating.
Script. Alrighty. It's so annoying getting a mod started. You gotta get all the infrastructure in place. Now we need to do a spell. Spell. SDB. Settings. Spell. It's gonna come. Setting spell. It is fire and forget on ourselves. Our effect. Choose our settings effect. Duration. I found it's good to have. Just for a second, so. That is our spell name, which we now can put into our quest here. The way this works is the event that the Bethesda created, or the function, is if there is a gameplay options setting that has changed, it triggers an event. So we sign up to listen for that event. When that happens, whichever script or object has subscribed to it will be sent an event with an array of all the options that have changed. So I just do a quick little loop that just loops through everything that's changed and say, is that one of my settings? If it is, we'll just trigger and fire off the settings spell, which will completely reset everything in the mod each time, but it means it's nice and reliable for changing settings and ensuring everything is fresh and current and configured correctly. That is how I do my settings in my mods since the last couple of mods. So now I need to go back into my existing mods and implement the settings menu, because this ability only came out, I think, in the May update is when Bethesda introduced it. Anyway, we need to compile the script for the quest. Let's refresh that. Jay, your stream was defaulting to 480. Yeah, fair enough. But it's 1080 now, yeah? Nice and sharp. It's doit. Doit like Doiga. Okay. That's in place. Why don't we fire up the game and make sure Things are in place. Here we thought. All clear. Nice. Wait. Now, I tend to use Vortex as my mod manager. Mod Organizer 2 is awesome as well. They are both good. Neither is better. For me, Vortex is a bit easier when you make lots of mods and you're constantly doing some manual stuff in the game folders for the mods that you're making. Vortex just plays a little bit better because it makes persistent link changes, whereas Mod Organizer 2, the link changes... Oh, it does load it already. The file links are only persistent, I think, to binaries or apps launched from Mod Organizer 2. Which means your game folder is always very clean and default on your machine, but if you don't launch the game from within Mod Organizer 2, it won't have your mods loaded. But it's got a lot of really cool features. Some of it's a bit simpler for managing conflicts. It's really good with Wabberjack. I've used Wabberjack mod lists. I did a big Wabberjack mod list for my Oblivion playthrough, and that was the best looking Oblivion you're ever going to see. Yeah, I'm using Vortex a bit more these days, and I'm looking to probably create a mod list on Nexus. And the Nexus mod lists have to use Vortex. Alright, let's just load. Oh, not that one on Freya. Let's go to quick save on Aquila. That sounds good. Oh, when I load up the game, it loses Grizz's thing in the corner.
Oh no!
Oh no, bro. It's alright, I'm only going to be in-game very briefly. So here's a bunch of dead people. This is for my loot testing. So, for example, I think this should still work, but we can strip the whole area, yeah. And then all the loot's on this one body. Still needs a bit more refinement. I'm still doing testing, but, you know, so far so good. So, we are here to check our new mod, which should be down here. There we go. Shades, glowy bits. Oh, and I need to trim it because it's too long in the length there.
Let's set it down.
So that's working. So in my mods moving forward, I'm going to do little headings to group up the settings that way, rather than tagging them like this. I can't believe I didn't think that. I saw another mod author do it in one of their videos. I'm like, oh, that is so much smarter. Oh, I can't believe I didn't do it. Beastie Boy, how are you doing, Beastie Boy? Have you seen the last couple of streams we did of Control? The very last one did not go well. Was not awesome. And that's part of the reason why we're not streaming it tonight. Alright, let's trim that down a bit. That's good enough for now. Alright, infrastructure is in place. So, the way I'm thinking of doing this is we'll have an overarching ability added to the player, and then that will have some spell effects that will trigger some glowingness on NPCs and creatures. I believe we can use the sense or the detect life function, which is similar to how sense star stuff works, and it's also similar to how the recon highlighting targeting weapon mod works as well. I reckon I can utilize some of that because it's the same mechanism that's been in the game since Skyrim, and I've mapped around with that in some Skyrim mods too. Beastie Boy, not giving up, but we are parking Control for the moment. I spent like an hour and a half on one boss fight for a side quest, and even everyone watching going, yeah, that's kind of bullshit, because you get 90% of the way through the fight and you can then be like two-shot, and yeah, it just wasn't fun. I ended up turning on some accessibility settings so that it just couldn't be killed from damage, and that's the only way I could get it done. Despite the fact I don't think I'm a terrible player. Could not get it being nice. Alright, we need to... Let's copy this one. This is going to be... What are we going to do? This is going to be the overarching effect. This is going to be the main effect that will trigger stuff, I reckon. That's what we call it. The main effect for now. Accessibility. So this will show the status effect. And sometimes you leave that blank. We're going to leave it rough for now. Always format it later. Glowing stuff. Yes, it's a new effect, please. Request script. This will be a constant effect, so this is going to be something that's always just present on the player like an ability, and that's how it's going to do its thing. Beastie Boys, it happens to all of us. Pointless comment to make the recipient feel better. That's all good. No worries, man. Yeah, look, it's I really want to love Control. I love the setting. I love the supernatural nature. I'm finding irritated by some of the way that it just works in general, where it's just trying to be a little bit too edgy in some regards. I don't know, you can make arguments about get good, but, you know, I want to enjoy the game, not slave through having to do all of... And I've done a lot of side stuff as well, so I should be able to do a side boss fight without getting slapped for nearly 2 hours straight. Alright, main effect. We will create a spell to host it. A new one. SGB. Main. Actually, AB for ability. Main. Spell. This. Glowing. We'll do for now. It is a constant effect. It is an ability though. There's our main effect. Cool. So now what we're going to do is create a little script that will then do something. It's going to be this. It's the main effect. Main effect may not be the best name, but that's come this far. I'm terrible at naming stuff. Okay, so we will create a thing called event on timer. So when this starts, it's going to say start timer. Let's make it run every 3 seconds. So this thing here will then refresh itself to run every 3 seconds. And I don't think we need... Oh, we probably do need that. Yes, we still do need that. There's lots of ways in which we could trigger this stuff. This is a good basic way, and I've used this method in Skyrim mods in the past, which it has a less efficient scripting engine than what Starfield does. So as long as I'm conscious about making it not do things too frequently, it should be very lightweight. It should not impede the game performance. It should be reliable. Okay, there's our script attached there. Cool. Yes. So Beats Boy, if it were easy, we wouldn't need or be gamers. That's right. You gotta have some challenge, can't be too easy. But it's still gotta be fun. Some people like really, really hard stuff, like those people who like playing Dark Souls. I could not do that. Okay, so we need to now create our gameplay option, which is going to just turn on. We'll do NPC Let's do friendly NPCs. Well, we'll do hostile and friendly, I guess. Highlight NPCs. Friendly. This, friendly NPCs. Highlighted. Alrighty, so we'll say words here. And then we usually do one of these bad boys, which is a variable to the actual settings we do down here. So 0 I usually do is disabled, and then here we say friendly PCs are not highlighted. Cool. And we're not going to be messing with any experience gains or penalties for this mod, so we don't need to worry about that. This is a max of 1, yep, so set that to there. This is going to be enabled. And
closing out that segment was highlights by my friend and neighbor, Mujo. Mujo's been making beats.
And I probably will have it turned on by default.
And they do so much to turn me on to the settled system's best up-and-coming electronic artists. So, shout out to Mujo.
I have...
Keeping it moving. Let's hear something fresh off the key. Bigfoot has been making waves in the...
Beastie Boy, you remember your fave for saying about that? Killing 8 kiting 8 fighting. Yeah, so running around, constantly avoiding being one-shot from a boss. Not fighting. Often not fun either. So friendly NPCs. Cool. Words go here. We'll word that up later. This is our new setting. Copy that. And we are going to paste that into our settings. Perfect. Gameplay option. Now we need to add this to group. And the form list, which we will cycle through to see if our setting has changed. So I remember where they are. Down. Cool. Now it'll detect when that setting is changed. Whether it's on or off, doesn't matter. It will fire off our script, our settings effect, which will now act accordingly. So we'll do an if condition soon to see, hey, do we turn this on or off?
Profit is never necessarily the aim.
Oh, you know what? Because I can use this as a spell input. I may tune some of this design once we've done some testing, but for now, we'll just have that as a condition in the spell. Maybe. Yeah, it'll just look up in the condition if that setting's on or off. That's good. That makes it even simpler and easier. Cool. All right. Time to do some detect life. What's it called? Sense stuff. Riz, how many cool powers have you collected?
Ooh, cool ones? 2.
How many in total then?
Let's us have a gander. That many.
Oh yeah, so what's that? 4, 8, 10 out of 24.
Two undiscovereds that I am going to start searching for next. And yeah, see how we go.
Sounds good.
I love your vehicle mod, by the way. It's most epic.
Yeah, that's been a popular one. I'm glad I put the effort into that. The only thing that I'm a little bit disappointed in is how much effort it took me to try and implement that secondary weapons feature, and it's just not as usable as I would like. And it's because of the limitations, because I still have not found a way to detect when you fire the turret. If I can find any kind of event to subscribe to that goes, oh, the player just fired the turret, then I'll be able to trigger off that for firing secondary weapons, but until now, not so much. Okay, so test up. Non-stop. What's the difference here? Oh, they got different visuals. Okay, that's cool. We don't really need that. And we don't need an explosion effect either. So we're gonna hijack this one. More explosions!
Never about needing explosions.
Well, we're gonna hijack this one, and this is how we're gonna do the friendly people first. So SGB, detect. NPC
is friend.
Friendly. We'll do some of the name tidying up later. Fire and forget on self. Yes, because. Let's make our new one. Yes. Check how it's fired off. Here's the spell. Fire and forget with a radius. Yeah, cool. So, actually. May as well hijack. Into the one spell. Could add more, but we'll keep it like that for now. Oh, fire and forget. Yeah, that's all fine. Make our new one, please. Yep, and we'll switch over the effect later. So, this bad boy. Get dead equals. Use it, yep. Will allow it to detect anything. Starborn turret does not matter. But this is for friendlies, so here's something about hostile as a condition. Seen it. Is hostile to actor, target being player ref. That's it. Player ref equals 0. Get dead. I'm just going to change it to the syntax I like to use because it just feels more natural to me. Get dead equals 0. So they are definitely alive. They are not hostile. Casting art.
I love that it searches on get dead and not on is alive.
Say that again?
I love that it's get dead and not is alive.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I guess it's more impactful if it's dead. Maybe it's more significant. More noteworthy. So let's leave it as the default effects for the moment. Don't know if we need casting art. Goes off. Cover effects persist. Detect. Friendly. And we do not want any sound effects, because this is something that's always running. It's just purely to just highlight stuff to make things easier to see. And only if they are in direct line of sight. So this is not for seeing through walls either. This is for helping, can we see, highlight this thing that's in front of us, or visually impaired players to more easily just see what they should be able to see. That's the theory anyway. Alright, so that effect is created. Now we go to the spell and detect NPCs spell. That please, we're going to delete all this other crap we don't need. It's all invisible to the player. This is going to be detect friendlies effect. So the magnitude, I don't remember what the magnitude is. Leave it as 100. Maybe it's up to the level of the NPC, I'm not sure. The area, 50 meters is a lot. Let's leave it at that. Duration 10 seconds. I don't want it to wear off. Oh, we can do that on the effect side. We'll leave it as is for now. We might tune it depending on how well it behaves or doesn't behave. Cool. Alright, so we've got this spell. This is going to fire off periodically, and it's just going to, therefore, if they are friendly NPC, they should have a cool glowy effect. We need to add this to our script that's going to be periodically casted, so this is going to be the main effect. You could also do this as a cloak effect. That can be more efficient if you needed to cast this very frequently and have a very snappy response. But we don't need that, and it will mean that it's constantly hitting everything multiple times a second as a cloak effect. So for the moment, I'm going to go with this route. We can always optimize it and change it later if it would have been more resource friendly to do it via a cloak, but I think this is better. So let's say .cast on player. Let's see how that goes. That's going to be 10 seconds on the player with an area. Is that right? That's fine. Okay, we need to add in teams. Probably should make your screen a bit bigger. Now I'm about to launch into the game. See my own screen. But you know what? First we must. This trips me up. Those are the settings. This is why this shit takes so long. Actually, no, that's already there. It's the main spell that needs to be added to the player.
Impressive produce. But I wonder if the gains here are offset by the need to ship everything off-world.
Main spell ability. Okay, so when this fires off, it's going to go. Why are you... Oh, you're out of breath. Are you encumbered, Grizz?
What? Grizz encumbered because he picks up everything?
Yes, exactly that.
Only a little bit.
Okay,
it's so shiny. Oh, actually, I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you use this one, Personal Atmosphere.
Yes, I do know that one. Yep.
Ah.
That recharges all of your oxygen, so you can keep running with all of your loot.
I have all my loot. I can keep on running. I get all my loot. Because not picking up everything is for losers.
What are the options here again? This is something about... and spell verbose. It's false. Keep it quiet. But what we do want, I realize, is we want a little notification to pop up. Alright, we'll get to the fun stuff soon. Message. New message. Settings updated. Message. Bits. Things updated. Okay, that's the message name. It's a notification. Chuck that in here too. Message property. So at the end of everything, it will show it. Settings effect gets set its properties. That's the wrong button. There we go. Now we're getting some meat on the bones. And the other thing we're going to do is in the quest, when this quest fires up, it's going to... Look at that, it already does. Smart. We'll cast... Double check we've got the properties set, because I don't know if we did that in the quest. I think we might have missed that step. Nope, we did. I just forgot because I was talking at the time. Yay. Alright, fire it up. So Jay, how goes the blenderage? Having some more luck now. And they've got all the meshes unpacked. I decide if I want socks or not.
Impressive produce. But I wonder if the gains here are offset by the need to ship everything.
Now I can see your screen sticking around properly, Chris. Is that a random outpost?
Yes. I think.
Oh, I like the flower shit in there. Alright, ignore all the bodies from my loot mod testing. Jay, Nifscope still hates you, but you have the meshes you sent to mess around with awaiting the bones. So no biggie. Alright, cool. Well, we shall confer tomorrow, perhaps. Now, we need to get this thing... Oh no, it should just fire off. I need to actually see the notifications in the corner of the screen. So, minimize Chris.
Not goody.
There it is. So the effect is running, which means every couple of seconds... Hey, there we go. Look, there's our glowing, friendly NPCs. Check it out. Now, I haven't done a line of sight detection, so right now we can still detect them through objects. And we're going to go with a different glowing effect as well. This is just the default placeholder from the Sense Starstop ability. Cool. Now we will see if we can make it properly hide them when they are behind objects. So we're not meant to see them. Let's try that. It's going to be in our...
while I recalibrate my connection to the trade tower's antenna. In the meantime, I told my friend Thomas that I'd play something special he put together for a new
This is going to be LOS. There's a line of sight condition, but I wanted to make sure...
and place an order if it sounds like something you'd be into. Be right back.
Get line of sight. Again, it's player.
Fellow Solar Frontiers enthusiasts, I'm Thomas, and
I think we need to flip it.
A custom expansion pack just for you. Introducing the Leviathan
So it's
Odyssey.
from the player seeing them, not them seeing the player.
And unlock unique rewards. I've added twists, turns, and a
Yes,
sprinkle
this
of
is saying by default the subject has line of sight of the player, tick the box to flip it.
Odyssey today.
Theoretically, that works.
For the fans, these packs are made to order, so if you're ever
Let's try it.
Neon, come visit me next to Euphorica and we can get an order on the books.
Okay.
On the frontiers.
Fire it up again. On Vortex, give me my launch button.
Welcome back to The Dust. I'm your host, Sloan Kalen.
Jay, testing materials. Yeah, that's the bit that I still need to do some learning about, is how materials work.
Something happened.
Like the files. I've just done some basic JSON file editing to change out the textures and on stuff. But I need to mess around with the materials editor inside the creation kit in case it does better ID generation inside the JSON files.
About the best places to
Still need to do some tinkering there.
neon music. Without asking me, the local next to him said, "Oh, you've got to listen to The Dust." My heart melted.
Best not to think
Moments like
anything
that, they make this all worth it. It's beautiful how music, even in the vastness of space, can make the universe feel.
Right, so my intention is to maybe make friendlies glow white or blue or something. Anyway, and if we wait here patiently, there we go. Settings updated. We should have the ability. There we go. We can see it now. If we let's go on the other side here, they're going to disappear. Might be because there's a lengthy duration on the spell. It's 10 seconds or something. It's not updating the way it... The other way we can do it, which might be simpler, is to only apply if we have line of sight. So we'll try that. We shall try that too. The spell sets off the effect. Does not ignore line of sight. Duration.
Our theory has always been the same. Crops grown in microgravity should be able to
3 seconds, because we're doing it every 3 seconds.
Imagine low gravity farms growing acres of massive produce. It could change life for everyone in the
Let's try that.
After a decade of work, we may finally be finding some success. We found
Saved?
a
Yes, I did.
world with the right soil composition. Our new seedlings are growing so fast that we've already relocated a dozen to the
Where's
larger
the screen back up in the corner?
This is the most exciting time in our many years of research.
Oh, research outpost, Grizz.
Yeah, it's
They
a
work here.
farm. Abandoned farm.
Abandoned. Well, it looks very deserty. It looks like a terrible place to have a farm. Unless it's a moisture farm.
No. So it's safe. It's a pretty cool little planet.
Oh, so there is vegetation and stuff.
Yeah, bunch of life.
Came to an abrupt end, it seems.
Microgravity.
For them, but maybe something can be salvaged from this.
Alright, apologies as we spawn in around dead bodies every time. Okay, so we need this thing to refresh. Give it a few seconds. I've put a randomized delay in as well, so when my mod fires up, there's a delay of between 2 and 7 seconds at the moment. I might tweak it a little bit. The reason being is so that if you do start a new game or load a bunch of mods at once, they're not all conflicting with each other trying to fire off. So, that condition appears to have broken. Yeah, it's definitely active. This is what I was worried about. The way that area effects work on a self-casted spell is annoying. They are not glowing at all now. But we can do set that back. Yeah, effect ignores line of sight. Yeah, the effect itself. The other thing I should do is shoot something and make sure it's... see if it changes to not showing. So we'll test that in a minute. Line of sight. Additions not working loud like. Leave that for now. It could also be that the shader effect lasts for a long time too, so maybe we'll flip that out now. Or there is a glow. I think it's this one we'll use as a default. Use that as a base in another mod. Know that it fades quickly when it's finished. Let's try it. So much grossness and blood there, Chris. Brutal.
Yeah. Looks like there was a bunch of animals that got in and killed all the scientists.
For any sort of hostile encounter.
Poor scientists, like, they have such a hard run in most games. It's always the scientists that end up being killed and strewn about everywhere.
Just utterly slaughtered.
Yeah. And not much privacy in this bedroom here.
No.
Alright, there we go. They are glowing right now. Behind this rock, you're gonna keep glowing. Ah. That did work, instantly. So it was the shader effect. Ah. You know what? I don't need to do anything special for detecting line of sight. Because that shader effect shines through objects that normal sense stuff one. Plain glowing effect doesn't shine through. I don't need to detect that. Excellent. Can't believe I didn't think of that. Good. Let's turn that off then. Get rid of that so it's not even trying to sense it. Cool. So, where is something non-hostile? Where's those fat cow things? Are they all dead ones? They're all dead ones. There's some over here somewhere. So Jay, you've played Starfield for a few hours now. What are your initial thoughts? Tell us what your experience is like. These ones, oh, these have been killed by Ashta, so they're no good for sensing. Oh, look at them all. There's so many dead ones. I do need to do a different glowing effect for dead things. There's something for objects and stuff as well. The scanner can be useful. Imagining that there's going to be elements. Oh, I just realised too. I didn't know. When your scanner's out, you can't use any other weapons.
No, you can only use the.
I did not. Did you know I didn't know that? I've never tried. I've never tried till now. There you go.
Get that. Laser only.
This is not helping. Alright, well, maybe if I just shoot Marika then, because she will get angry if we hurt her enough.
They're coming!
Damn paparazzi!
She's not hostile yet.
Just disappointed.
Now she was hostile for a second, which meant the glowy went off. There you go, yep.
Captain!
There you go, and it just fades off. That's fine. It fades off after 3 seconds. That works.
That hurt!
Cool. Excellent. So we have an effect for friendly NPCs. And creatures, I guess. So Jay, well, most of your time was spent in character creation, which was fun. They do see why people add visual. Sorry, what was it? You do see why people add visual mods, hair tattoos, and body mods are lacking a little. Yeah. Well, stay tuned on the tattoo front. There is a couple of hairstyle and hair color mods out there, so that's kind of cool. And you just set the start after you wake up at the med bay, and it lags a little in cutscenes and loading new areas. So you might wait for the new PC before you play a heap. That's fair enough. So Jay's PC is quite old, and it actually does not meet the minimum specs on paper. I'm just happy that you got as far as you did, so that's a win. Okay, so we're going to do a hostile effect. This is going to be use hostile to actor equals 1. Star. Yeah. That's all we need to do. We'll do a different shader for now, because I think, if I remember correctly, let's have a quick look. I think the shader effects require a material file change for changing the color, which is a bit of faffing about that I don't want to do right now on stream. We'll double check, because it is a shader effect. No, I call it effect shader, which that's the one we're using as a default, which is an effect sequence, which is here, which is this one, and emissive are these. Yeah, it's a material file there. Yeah, so that's what will control the color. So I will be doing that not today. So we're just going to have some different glows, random. I'll just pick some random shit. It might look a bit weird, doesn't matter. It's not the final effect. We're just working on base mechanics today. What do we want? We want to go back to our magic effect. So today we're trying to get NPCs and some objects glowing. That's the goal. That's our starting point. Style shall be ghost. There's not many shader effects in Starfield. It is surprisingly low. Like Skyrim has like 4 or 5 times the amount by default because of all the magic that's in the game. And so Jay, you impressed. The game runs this well for an old potato machine that you've got. Even on low settings, it looks alright. Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, it's had some optimization since it was first released as well. Where isn't there a fight? There's recon targeting. Maybe we just pick that for now. Just the recon effect. Let's try that as a test. Recon effect. For hostiles, cool. And let's do one which is they are dead. As a matter of fact, hostile. So this is for dead, like dead NPCs. Dead things. That. Alright, back to our spells. So, what we're actually going to do is our detect NPC spell for friendlies. We're going to add a condition here, which is checking for that gameplay option is actually enabled. Say, I like to do is greater than 0. It's easier in case I add more options later. That's fine. Now what we might do is add 2 more gameplay options. For hostile and for dead. have them all turned on by default. Dead. Actually, we should do style first. Style. Style. Yes, and then we'll do it. Ooh, and I just remembered too, we need to do flag, so it still casts against dead stuff in the effect, because by default, magic effects are cancelled or will not trigger against dead things.
Why walk when we can coast?
That's kind of annoying.
What's wrong? What did you do?
No, that they won't trigger against dead things.
Well, it's part of it. It's an optimization thing, right? Because by default, if you're casting spells or legendary effects or explosions or something, you don't really want the game trying to simulate all that stuff against something that's dead, where it has no effect anyway. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hostile, and dead. Dead. Save, and like I said, going to dead effect, and no death dispel. That's what we have to tick. If you want your spell to affect, or I keep saying spell, you got to get your head around the fact that these are technically spells in the game, because it's based on the Elder Scrolls Toolkit engine, which dates back to Morrowind, actually, is when they started moving to the Gamebryo stuff, I think, which has now become what's called the Creation Engine. But it is a spell. A legendary effect is a spell. An enhancement or an effect on your armor is an enchantment. So just think in Skyrim terms as to how all of this shit works. So I'm triggering spells to do stuff here. So no death dispel is the tick box we have to set so that you will still have it trigger against NPCs, and because we want either a visual effect typically or a script effect to fire off, that's what we're doing. Now in the spell effect for detecting NPCs, we're going to copy that and paste it back in for hostile, and the gameplay option is hostile. And just again for being dead. So this is checking that we have that gameplay option enabled before it will fire off that effect. Sounds good in theory. Let's try it. Fire up. So, Grizz, how much do you crash? As in the buggy? Not too bad, depends on the planet.
Nah.
See, I do exactly what you just did.
All the time.
Constantly doing that.
All the bloody time. Like, it's fun, but it maneuvers like a dog. Some of the planets are just way too rocky for it.
I want to have a low flying vehicle, so it just hovers above the trees and shit.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Very useful, I think, right? So
I reckon, yeah.
One day, maybe I'll figure out how to do that. Or someone else might beat me to the punch. Yeah. I think that would be practical and cover some more space. Now, one of the reasons why the vehicle isn't super fast is because on low-end systems, it just physically cannot load in the objects fast enough. So they have to slow it down and cater for the lowest common denominator, which is by default is the Xbox Series S. So that's one of the reasons why so many things in this game are dumbed down. It's because it's trying to cater to that platform. Come Come on, fire off magic effects. I have broken something, have I? Why was the screen? I know glowies. That should be good. Let's toggle some effects. Maybe they defaulted to off. Didn't actually check that. Might have been the issue, actually. Yep, they're all disabled by default. That's why. Silly bastard. Alright. Turn it all on. Default. Hey, look at that. And they glow. Okay. So I might try and do a thing too where we have like subtle glows and more brighter glows. Raven Johnson, hey, you use Series S? That is fine. But that compatibility is why there's certain design decisions done in a lot of games, you'll be surprised. And for Bethesda, I find it frustrating because they have to play it safe, and that's why certain things have extra load screens or extra low settings or reduced capabilities or something, because they need it to be stable, but their engine can be pushed a lot harder. And on Series S, how do you find the frame rate, Raven? Does it go smooth enough for your liking? I think you still get like 30 to 40 frames a second, yeah?
Slower during my recent journey from
Where's this? It's supposed to be Ashton. Do I have my weapon mod installed on this playthrough? I do. It's a good car. There we go. Let's drive and... Oh, we've got the weird floaty bug. Right, so have you ever had the floaty vehicle bug happen, Grizz?
No.
Yeah, check out my screen. It's so weird. It's like a weird physics bug. Oh, I'm upside down. This is a game engine issue. Fortunately... Yeah, fortunately... That's the wrong remote. Sorry. Let's get my vehicle remote firing off. Doing that will reset it and we should be good to go. Yep, there we go. Just disabling and re-enabling the vehicle at an engine level will fix it. There you go. Boris, you're surprised we don't have any modular upgradable consoles yet, to be honest. I suspect that's going to be coming in some form. And Raven, oh, you get 60 FPS on Series S. Raven, that's awesome. I didn't know you could get that kind of throughput. That's good. I love, smooth frame rate for me is far more important. So Boris, I can't help but suspect that because Microsoft and Xbox are going down the path of multi-platform and being more of a publisher, there's fewer exclusives coming to Xbox. There we go. There's some hostiles. There you go. And they've got the Recon glowy effect on them, so that's working. Cool. Let's shoot some Ashton. But I can't help but suspect that maybe in the long run, they might start doing some Xbox consoles that are in fact sort of basic PCs, and maybe they'll have like a cut down Windows OS, and they'll just have, Windows being their gaming platform or something. Could be wrong, but we'll find out. Alright, so that thing's dead, and it should glow a different color, but I haven't actually checked. It's not glowing. Damn it, stupid head.
I don't think I'm hit, Captain!
Maybe we'll just make them all glow the same color, just for quality. And now she's hostile, so that definitely works. This is a problem with the base game, and they have finally fixed it. So the beta that's coming, the beta that's out now, and the game update that comes next week is the particle effect from this gun that can hurt your own team members will no longer happen. There are a couple of mods that filter it out. I was considering having a tweaks mod that also stops it from happening. But as of theoretically next week, it is no longer a problem.
Business decision.
Alright, let's go back. Let's just make them all have the same. Yeah. And finally, the stupid soft cap bug will go away too. So there will no longer be the issue of when you get to around 70 to 120 mods of things just randomly not loading in and being buggy or invisible. That finally goes away next week. Signal glow, that's what we're using. Dead NPCs. Signal glow. Make our own glowy effects separately. Where's the screen back up? Load back in. So Raven, the next Series S will have a 2 gig hard drive and come with Elite Series... You mean 2 terabyte? Elite Series 2 controller. That's good. I really like the fact that Xbox, Microsoft, has the S as a model. I think their product naming is absolutely shithouse. Like Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S. That is brain dead. That is stupid. But the products themselves are good, and I like the fact that they have the S as a product because it keeps a lot more games being accessible. It's a lighter console, but you know, you don't always need the top-end expensive console, whereas PlayStation's gone the other way, especially with the PlayStation Pro. So I like that Xbox, well, Microsoft have done that. They do need to name their products better. They used to be good at naming stuff. Now they're terrible at naming stuff, but yeah, and it's good that they're still investing in it, right? So the next one's going to have an Elite Series 2 controller. I don't know much about the Xbox controllers, but... Oh, I loaded the wrong game. I should have loaded the autosave. Actually should make all these dead bodies glow. Hey, look at that! The bodies glow too.
Dead bodies everywhere.
Bodies hit the floor. The bodies.
Oh, yes.
Hit the glow. And even if we do the new area strip in my looting mod that I'm working on, they should still glow. Yes, they do. Why aren't you glowing? Only her head is glowing. Oh, that's going to be something else to look at. Glowing nicely. Oh, now she is. There you go. All right. First objective is complete. Sort of. Well, the point is to make the mechanics work. We'll make the things look nice later. Now, if we look at the settings as well, they should be displaying okay. So one of the things I'm going to need feedback on is how can we make this easier to read? Because it is kind of fine text. I know that there is in the official accessibility options, I thought there was like a big text mode, large menu fonts. I can't turn it on. Rude. Why can't I turn that on? That's so weird. You'll have to do it, maybe you have to do it from the main menu. That could be why. Let's go to the main menu and the Raven, the next Series X will not do discs and will be smaller. Yeah, so both PlayStation and Xbox are going down the discless route, which I think is a little bit of a shame, to be honest. There we go, large menu fonts. That's the way we can turn it on or off. Turn it on. And... Okay, so that's a little bit bigger. Let's load into the game and have a look at the gameplay options menu, see how it looks like.
Let me guess. You missed me and you couldn't stay away.
Get out of the road, Sarah!
Ah. I've been thinking about doing an NPC improvement mod. Maybe I do need to do it. Like I did in Skyrim, but like a better version. Ah, so we've got bigger tags that float off stuff. That's good. Now, how does the menu look? It is bigger text. It's definitely bigger, so I think hopefully that helps. I wonder if I do things in all caps with some more spacing between the letters. That helps or not. Anyway, I'll get some feedback from the community once we've done some more bits. For me, I do want to go back to normal for now. How we doing for time? Not too bad. Oh, there we go. The game crashed anyway. Alright, well, leave that for the moment. So next up is going to be, I guess, containers. Containers and other objects. I have bodies laying around. Yeah, so that's for testing my looting mod. So I'm working on an update to it because I want to do area looting as a feature, Raven. So that save is what I was using to test it, which was also a similar save to what I was using for testing my vehicle stuff. So yeah, just spawned a bunch of dudes and then killed them off so I could check that the area looting works and make it a bit smoother and more optimized. And it's still got some more work to do, but that's why that's there. So, one of the things I actually don't know the answer to is whether it might depend on the effect. Because by default, so for example, there's a harvest effect, right? And this works against objects, not just actors or NPCs. I think this is the first. I don't know if Fallout had this, but Skyrim definitely didn't. And it is. Well, that's for resetting flora. There's another one for dropping. This is how the Earthbound harvest move works. It has keywords against stuff there. We could try... Why don't we try... I don't know if it's going to work. Let's see. Let's try adding an effect that just works against plants. So there is a flora... I think there's a flora keyword. Let's check.
Oh, game crash.
Oh, you had a crash for once. There you go. Flora type. Nope. Flora type. Organic. So this is what a lot of plants should have. Yeah. Yeah, that should work. Alright. Let's go back in here. SGB. Our glowing bits. So this is now going to be detect plants, I guess, or flora. Don't know if we'll have this as an actual ongoing effect, but it will at least help work out what mechanisms I need to do. If I can use this kind of effect, that would be awesome. Instead of having to have a script find an object, apply a shader to it. It's a lot more, it's like going the long way and it's making the scripting engine work harder than what we really want.
As long as it's not going to have a conflict with the scanner color scheme.
Yeah, that's something we need to check too. Yep. That's just going to be key. That's keyword. And it is flora. Flora type organic. Here we go. Add it to our spell with no condition. Just add it into our NPC spell for now. No conditions for now, just...
We're nearing the end of our broadcast today, and not a minute too soon.
Away we go.
Joe just knocked on my crate door and told me the trade tower's antenna was about to be undergoing some maintenance, effectively bringing an end to this little pirate radio.
I have to admit, I do like the sound design. So a lot of the Starfield stuff, like the little subtle mission complete or discovery sounds. It's a nice vibe. This game has a really good vibe. this sort of chill, hang out, explore, do your thing kind of vibe. I'm gonna change our text back down to
I just love hanging out and watching the sunrises and sunsets.
Oh, yeah, I haven't done many sunrises or sunset viewings.
Oh, spectacular. Some of them, anyway. Obviously not this planet.
Yeah. What I'd like to see, so one of the things that I really love when I'm doing some Skyrim testing, for mods or even just mod lists, is there's just some really beautiful places to just hang out in Skyrim. And, you know, by a lake, by a stream, etc. And I would really like to see more of that in Starfield. You don't have as many beautiful scenic spots. I don't think, unless I'm missing something. So this plant is not glowing, meaning that our attempt here, cold cave nettle. Let's check in the creation kit. Where is Flora? Did you know, Grizz, that technically speaking, those rocks and stuff that you mine with a laser are technically plants?
Oh, really?
Just the way that the game works, because in it's technically here's one that'll bend your mind. Or is it the same in Starfield? Let me check. What's it called? It's called a cred stick, isn't it? It is. Yep. So same in Skyrim, and it's the same. There's like small, medium, large, but there's coin purses and cred sticks that you find. They are technically a plant as well, that when you harvest give you coins. Yeah, which means they regenerate. So if you find a coin pouch or a cred stick, theoretically, if you go back there like a week later in game, it should have regenerated, I think, unless they set it to never regenerate. But it's just funny. See this here, I don't think there's flags to say don't regenerate. Oh, that's interesting. Set things being a hand scanner target and it will highlight. Oh, that could be fun to mess around with later. What was it? I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I was looking for this Nova tree something. Name. Nova cave something. Nova bloom.
We cannot breathe here, which
Keywords, flora type, organic. Yeah, so this detect life doesn't work against objects. Let's see. Only works against actors. It's annoying. That means I probably have to look at doing some kind of script activation, which means every single item has a script activates against it, which gets
frustrating.
Let's see, when we use the scanner. Right, so detect life doesn't work. It is possible. There's some other magic effect we can dig around with and just tell it to put a shader on it. Has absorb anti-gravity and concussion damage. So even if I say drop resources, it will then harvest everything from it, and that's not what we want either. Open. There's a magic effect. I wonder how they work. If they're new. That's not how I do opening of stuff in my summon a duplicate. Guide, that's the clairvoyance effect in Skyrim, which is the scanner arrows on the ground effect in this game. To hit an area. don't know what light does. Let's just click the button, see what happens. I'll double check that there's no conditions in the spell. Settings spell. Wrong one. Detect NPCs. Flora. No. No conditions. Fire it up. Yeah, so from us, I'm always very, very conscious about sustainability, right? So every mod that anyone ever makes should assume that their users are using a whole shitload of other mods. It is very arrogant to assume otherwise, but sometimes some people just don't think of it because they're just focused on what they're own doing. And so the way, because I do a lot of gameplay mods, and it's very easy to potentially have the script system overloaded and not working correctly if you have inefficient script code firing too often or not running well. So I'm always very conscious of that. Because there's always going to be other mods that are doing script stuff too, not just mine. So I want to try and find a way to see if I can make an effect hit an object and then throw a shader effect on it that way, rather than me having to say, here's an object, or search for these types of objects and apply a shader via a script. It's the other thing that would be cool to do, and maybe I need to mess around with that too, is there a way to have the scanner lens and more, so it's highlighting things more vividly at the time.
I really sort of boost up that compare.
Sorry?
Really sort of boost up the contrast.
Well, look, it highlights everything that you'd ever need to interact with, right?
Yeah.
Including things that you don't want it to highlight, but I haven't actually explored to see if there's a way I can trigger this effect. I think it's an engine, I think it's hard-coded in the engine, so I don't think I can. It would be a useful thing to be able to fire up so that you could, like, then shoot stuff with your scanner running.
New biomes.
Wonder what's out
Meeting
there.
new pets.
Oh, the hand scanner.
Yeah. Anyway, that hasn't worked. So that light effect doesn't hit objects. Now, watch if I go and enable, there is a what was it called? Drop resources. That's correct. What's this one? I think this will hit, it will harvest it, and it'll make it glow for a few seconds. But it means it also harvests. That's not what we want. For once. And I had to learn about this harvest effect because that's how I implemented some of this on my vehicle mod, which has the automated harvesting. So that's how I know about this stuff. There you go, you can... Grizz is shooting at distant starborn with his scanner active, so you can shoot with your scanner out in the vehicle. That's cool.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it doesn't work if you're on foot, though.
Stupid starborn.
DX. Alright, so I am going to just minimize Grizz's screen because I need to see the notifications. If we go near a plant, harvestable. Ooh, it's not that way. Be sure, what we'll do is we will load quick save where the effect's not active, turn the effect on to make sure it's working properly. Otherwise I might need to load up my vehicle mod to see how don't remember. Mod is loaded.
Greetings and salutations, people of the settled systems, and welcome to Soul Train.
Engines start glowing. Yep, they do.
And I'm here to mildly improve your journey to the longitude from a long-gone planet called Earth. Broadcasting from the culture melting pot, perhaps dumpster fire, depending on the acid is that
maybe if I do something to
traitors, outlaws, clergy, and cosmic flotsam take a break from silence in space. Listen up. Earth might be a relic, but the soundtrack is alive and well. Starting our broadcast.
Let's see if I can find how I did it in the vehicle effects. Here's my vehicle scripts. What did we call it? Vehicle harvest or harvest vehicle driving harvest effect? Maybe that's it. You could run the bodies over. Yeah, we could. You can.
It might not speak to our modern Martian endeavors, but
and it won't be creepy at all. It'll be totally normal and fine.
Or colony of the galaxy.
So what does this do? This casts. I'm gonna have to open my vehicle mod to see how the fuck I did it. Vehicle harvest spell. Vehicle. I don't have a script there, so it must be. We're gonna have to wait a few minutes to load it up. Learn from my previous experience.
Oh, that's okay.
Big part of mod making is that's exactly right. How did I do that? I don't know how I did that. I can't remember, but I know that it was brilliant. No, we want this radio. Let's change that. Shades vehicle tuner is that one.
That was Float On by Modest Mouse. A tune for those days when you're spiraling through the asteroid field of life and just need a little nudge to course.
Now the other thing I also don't have in the vehicle mod is you can't loot, or it won't auto loot NPCs.
Or rock items and stuff like that.
Up next we have
like rock piles.
It's from an age when Earth's sky
was is there sometimes like stashes in the rocks? Is there?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Let's all take a moment.
If you find one whilst you're driving around, please show me, because I could potentially add it. So it's easier for me to auto loot like a rock pile. NPCs is a bit trickier because the way I auto loot is I just say transfer all the items. If I was to do it in this, it will end up stripping them naked, but then the NPCs will look invisible because they don't have all the other stuff I have to put in place, like in my looting mod, to make them properly render naked bodies. Raven, it seems modding games are better on PC. Generally speaking, that's mostly a yes. However, for Starfield, because the kit is a lot more feature-rich, so you don't need the script extender for very much, and all of my mods don't require the script extender, so all of my mods are going to be available on console. Starfield is probably closest to PC modding that any game has ever been, and will be for a while. So although you do get access to more mods on PC, some more in-depth ones, those in-depth ones are also the ones that get broken when there's significant game updates, and you have to wait for the mod authors to fix them. So part of that reason is why I try to minimize those kind of mods that I use in my own gameplay. Some of them do awesome things, and some of those things I can't live without. So for example, the user interface from SkyUI in Skyrim. I cannot play Skyrim without that installed. Some of the features that it needs the script extender, or some game updates will temporarily break it, so I just tend to wait. In Starfield, StarUI is what I'm currently using for the inventory screens. It is very good. It's been pretty robust because it does not tend to require the script extender. However, some of the UI mods that do other things, like whilst you're running around, and there might have been a ship-related one, it didn't work with the vehicles. The vehicles rolled out, that feature didn't work, and people either couldn't get into or couldn't get out of their vehicles until they turned that mod off. So, yes, there's more options for modding on PC. However, all of those options you don't get on console are options that can be disrupted more easily. There's a really long answer. A really long comment on that. But there is some cool stuff, obviously, with those advancements. It's like Oblivion days, right? Nearly all decent mods, including my own vampire mod I was working on for Oblivion, needed the script extender. Skyrim, some good stuff needs a script extender. Fallout, don't need it too much. Starfield, you don't need it too much either.
So it
Depends on how heavily. Ah, interesting. So I'm just going to make it bigger whilst we're waiting for the creation kit to load. And I'm going to change this annoying as hell radio station. That's terrible. That's better. So that's a rock pile. So these things... Just
rock
creature
or creature
pile.
pile. Yep. And rock pile.
And there's nothing in it though, or did you already loot it?
I've looted it, sorry. Yep. So they're just containers effectively.
What was in it?
In the creature pile was some ammo and the likes, and the rock pile was just resources.
Alright. I will find a way to add that to the auto harvesting in vehicles.
They are usually found near and in things like crystal craters or
well, I mean, that kind of thing maybe is a bit of a trade-off, right? Like, should you be able to auto-loot that? Like, is it something that's really designed so you need to be paying attention to find it? So would it be a bit too cheaty if I
Possibly.
was to? Yeah. I still learned something today. Thank you, Grizz.
What I do.
Alright, vehicle mod is loaded up in the creation kit. How did I harvest? Alright. The effect is called Vehicle Harvest Flora Effect. Cool. How did I do it? Vehicle Harvest Flora Effect. Drop resources. So that's exactly what I did. It didn't work. Subject as keyword. Like organic. That's the same too. Super annoying. And there's the visuals that it plays. Oh, which it does via a script actually, not via a hit shader here. So it's scripted anyway. Alright, well, that was not insightful at all. I was doing it the same way. Restart the kit, load up our new plugin. How are we doing for time? 9:30. We'll continue going a little bit longer. Might do a bit more later in the week. Now this was called I call it glowy bits. That's shades glowy bits. Put a description in broken English for now. Glow stuff. Makes C easier.
Make C gooder.
Yeah.
Whoever laid claim to this place seems to be long gone.
Need some credits, newcomer? There's a ruthless spacer. Up for a fight?
Yeah, them smokies as thick as bugs on a bumper.
One of the things I might do is turn off. This is a heart bound. Oh, spelled that wrong. So I think Heartbound has videos, songs, playlists. OST. This is the one by Pirate Software. What a legend this guy is. So the game that I believe I heard him say in one of his shorts somewhere that his entire game soundtrack is copyright free, so you can play it in your streams, which is probably one of the reasons why it's got so many views. So let's fire it off. Oh, we've got ads. And we fire it up in my paid account. In the YouTube Premium account. Stupid ads. Get out of here.
Getting sick of ads in my paid subscriptions. Cough, cough, Amazon, cough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I might have to drop my Amazon subscription too, because I don't think I get the value out of it anymore.
Honestly, I've started ordering every 3 days a $6 item with free delivery.
Just to make sure you get your value out of it.
Just to screw them over. You know, they want to put ads into my already paid subscription? Fine. I'm going to rort your stupid free Amazon Prime.
the shopping service, yeah.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the creation kit to reload. Although I do wonder if some of, or most of the Starfield soundtrack is copyright free. I actually don't know. There's no streamer or copyright mode in the settings. Whereas Skyrim, for example, I believe some of those, or a lot of those soundtracks by Jeremy Sewell are copyright flagged. So if your stream or your video has that music playing too long,
interesting,
they will copyright claim it, so any monetization goes to them instead of you. Now, I'm not cool enough to be monetized yet, so it's not a problem for me right now. But one day, maybe I'll be successful, and I will be. Okay, back to the magic effect. Detect flora. Fire and forget self. Yeah, I don't know why it's no work. Maybe it is working, but it's not doing the hit shader on it. Either way. Doesn't sound like we can get the shader applied via the physics engine to objects. So we are going to do it via scripts. That's how we roll. So I guess the question is, do I do one script that does all? Do I do a generic script that's reused for each type? I think we'll do a generic script that's reused for multi-threadedness and engineering efficiency. Let's do that.
Yay for efficiency.
Yay! So we have a magic effect we need to copy. So we'll start with this. This object flow effect script. What we can do is use
bumpy as the Birdsville track.
Yeah. So I want like a thing that hovers higher off the rocks. The vehicles are cool, but I want a hovercraft that just glides over them.
Just skims over.
Yeah.
That I would pay for. Not a lot, because I'm cheap.
Practical and frugal, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so this does not need that. It does not need that. We will have a shader effect. So, we're going to need a keyword. Let's get rid of all this shit here. So when this fires off, it's going to find items with certain keywords and then play a shader effect on them for a duration. So the duration, the... Yes. So the keyword property is going to be flexible. Object keyword. So we're going to use this same script on multiple effects, and each effect we'll use to target different object types so that we can make them selectable. We're going to have effect shader property object shader, and then what was the other thing I said? Duration. No, it's what's that going to be? It's going to be a float. Float. Spelled correctly. Float property. Duration. Ah, no. Duration is already a parameter detected in the effect, so we can use that. Cool. Let's compile that bad boy. Interesting music that this game has. Upbound, that is. Okay, so that compiled. We now need to use... Okay. So what this is going to do, this is going to... Nope, it's not object keyword, it's an object reference. So this is going to...
Perhaps not the sort of place on which one.
It's going to find objects nearby that have a keyword, put them in an array, then we're going to cycle through that array to play a shader effect. Array of objects equals... It's an object reference, there it is. Oh, yes. Master. Keyword or list, so this is going to be just the one keyword. Now the radius. Ooh, the radius set as an input. Property radius. Search radius.
In cinemas October 3.
Paste that in there. And a parameter. So now we'll do a loop. Now y equals 0. So whilst I is less than the size length, it's an array. So whilst there are still more items to loop through, let's make this one. Get thingy, so array of objects. We're going to play the shader, don't we? What's the syntax? I don't remember the syntax. This. There used to be... Yeah, there is a duration. Cool. Let's do that again. Play. Object. And then... It's the duration. Object is going to be... Array. Stay at item location. I. There we go. So Jay, you got to head off for the night. No worries. We shall chat more about some of the mod art creation. Thank you very much for hanging out with us, Jay. We look forward to seeing more of your puzzle progression on our Discord channel as well. Yeah, yeah. Should work. This. How's this going to work? This is only going to trigger against the player. It's one instance of the script finding one type of item. We don't want the script firing against every other actor, so we're going to make sure we get that right. That's fine. So this means we're going to make sure this launches with a 0 area effect. So we are controlling it via the search radius property. Which, you know what? We could do as a global effect. As a global, let's do that. It's just more betterer. Let's call it search radius. So we'll just store it here instead. Which for now we're going to say 50. Like everything else, it's constant. And let's change this to be a global variable property. And search radius dot get value is now syntax for that. Fail. Cannot get the length of array of objects as it isn't an array. That means I've done need to do. Aha. Now it is. Why does that not like it? Pretty sure that's how you do it. Arrays always trip me up. I always forget how to do arrays because they're... where else did I do an array? I did that on the remote update. We were debugging the other night, Grizz. Vehicle remote script. We used... Nope, that's the wrong one. Is vehicle... Oh, that's it. I just got to put the brackets in the right location. Up there. There. Yay, syntax. Oh, Grizz, you're flying. How cool, but also content lacking is the space stuff.
All the cool.
It is very cool. I know that some people are making mods to add more shit to space. I hope more of that comes because it's actually quite good. I think the space stuff has a lot of potential. It just needs more things added.
Yeah.
Like I want to see some people make some dungeons effectively that are in space. So you got to fly your ship through, fight some stuff, loot some stuff. I don't know. Surely it's doable. Got myself distracted. What am I meant to be doing? Magic effect. Detect flora. That's right. We are doing stuff against flora. So, take that off. This is going to be just a script effect now. We are adding our object code. So, keyword is going to be... Flora type, organic. Shader, for now we're still just doing the same signal glow shader. And the search radius. Oh, actually that should be, that should be, because I've got a common variable for that. Make sure we get the exact syntax so it just auto-assigns it. Alright, let's go back to our spell that's firing off. At the moment, it's just the one, and that's okay. But what we're going to do is change it so it has no area. The duration... 0. The duration only plays against the player, doesn't it? It's still good, I think. Change to 1. Because the effect is not directly tied to it.
There is more support for Australians. Households
No,
with $300
it detects the shader effect duration from that, so let's do it like that.
credit. Visit supportingaustralians.gov.au.
Alright, let's fire it up and see if that is working.
Gotta keep at it, Dad. Then one day you'll give up for good.
I must have been concentrating quite a bit. I've not drank my drink fast enough. Well, these ads are pouring through.
Australian government Canberra.
YouTube music. But that ship you've got, Grizz, is that one that you've built, or is that one that you've stolen, or one that you've bought?
This is one that I built based on a guide that I found on Reddit.
Looks good. Because I know that you found lots of cool ship builds. There's lots of really awesome YouTube videos out there with cool ship builds as well. And now there's a few ship mods coming. Yeah, that is massive, dude. Yeah, that looks tough.
Yeah, it's got a nice
have a name?
5,000. I just got it the Frontier 2, which is I upgraded the original Frontier.
Yep, fair enough. But it's Class C. Yeah, nice, nice.
Yep.
And you've got the big cockpit, which I like. Is it a Deimos one, I think, or something? Or is there's one of them that's really... Yeah, and it's just really massive, and it's just nice to be in. Gives you a good view and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's got the big stairwell down here. It's got no ladders in it at all.
Yes. Hate ladders. There's mods now that have stairs. There's some ship part mods that have stairs.
Seen a few of those.
Yeah, I haven't filtered through them to see which ones I feel are steady and stable and reliable and whatever else, so I will figure that out eventually. But check me out, we have, look at this, a glowing plant. So our new effect does work. So every plant within 50 meters that is organic should be glowing. Where's one of those tall bastards? There it is. There you go. So the glowing works on that too. Cool. Time to detect, I guess, some minerals then. Though, you can detect them with the scanner. So is that as valuable? I don't know. Like, do you only want to see them when you've got your scanner out, maybe? So maybe I won't do that. Whereas flora, you don't mind with a laser, so you do want to see it so you can activate it. That makes sense, doesn't it, Chris?
I would give you that one.
Well, containers is something we want to look at highlighting. Now going to be not detect NPCs spell. It's going to be called just, I don't know, glow stuff spell. I will name things better before this mod is released.
Alright, glow things is fine.
Yeah, we need to just change that. Alright, we got another 15-20 minutes. Let's give this a crack. We want to fire up a copy of Detect Flora. So, one thing we want to detect is, I guess, containers.
We're docked. Assuming all systems are nominal, we are ready to depart.
That detect containers. So I think there is a container keyword as well we can look for. Now least it's relatively efficient from a scripting
I
perspective.
cannot wait.
Object keyword.
Left up somewhere.
You did.
I must have. I've become
Oh,
instantly
bounty.
hostile.
What did you do?
I don't know.
Well, if you make sure there's no witnesses, you might get the bounty removed.
I just spawned in here and...
Your NPCs didn't do something?
Nope. Not that I'm aware of.
You think you can hide?
Thought there was something about a keyword. Oof, we might have to do a form list. We will. That way we can have multiple keywords in one form list, and that function does work well with doing that very efficiently. Okay. That's fine. Form list.
Time was this place would be full of
Reason's gonna run around murdering everything. Or a keyword list. Let's go to our keywords here and go. Is our list gone? Where did you go? Where did you go? There it is.
We could not.
My lovely.
So they fled.
Pew, 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 no. Where did you go?
I wanna know.
Yeah, Grizz is on it. Resource type flora. Let's do that as well. Because then we actually could make items on the ground glow also. Using the same effect. I think arrays can be up to 128 in size, or at least that was the case in Skyrim. I don't know if they increased it for Fallout and Starfield, so that's a lot of items in the radius, right? We might shrink the radius too. Maybe 50 meters is too much, but then again, you do want to see shit in the distance, so I don't know. Cool. So this is now changing. We are modifying our design on fly to be more sustainable. So this is not going to be keyword. This is going to be form list property keyword list. It's going to go there. Yep, that should be it. Cool. So now we recompile. Seems happy. Now we need to pull up where we used it and make sure we correct the assigned properties. Otherwise, that would probably do a hard game crash right now. A keyword list is Aura keyword list. Excellent. I will add gameplay options at a later time so you can toggle each one of these on and off. That's cool. So now, what was I trying to do again? Containers. That's right, containers. So we need to have a bunch of keywords so we can highlight many containers. List. Then we can add things like magazines and all that kind of stuff. There's other mods that already do glows for magazines, but because we're doing other glowy bits, we may as well add the capability here. But anyway, contain, yeah, container, keyword list, and we'll go back to our keyword section. Keyword. Container. So one of these, I thought there was something about a stat counting for containers.
Darkness marched ever closer. In the hour of reckoning, you stood as one.
Layers. Storage bin.
Whoever laid claim to this place seems to be long gone.
And all the while, you were vacuuming. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen.
Oh, yay, ads play.
If you love a classic cheeseburger,
Post transfer container.
cheeseburger ingredients.
Vendor container keyword. No, we don't want that one because we're not trying to open the keyword, the containers that are actually technically the vendor inventories. There's something about.
Oh, that's right. That seems weird like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's something about. Is chest for stat tracking? That's what it is. That's so it's not container for stat tracking. It's chest for. All right. You defeat me again. Is chest stat tracking? So nearly all containers have that. So it actually counts how many, containers you have looted and stuff. So that's it. Right, so we need a new magic effect. All tied to the one spell. Detect containers. Nope, I've already made it. Wishboard. Let's point it to our keyword list now, which is container keyword list. Detect containers. Everything else is fine for the moment. There we go. Yes. Saved, load up in, and let's load into the lodge this time. I know there's containers in the lodge.
Oh, so many.
Yeah. I need to turn this music down a bit.
So you're looking at making these all configurable options, or?
Yeah. Yep, each one you can toggle on and off, fully customizable. Because it's not that hard to do, and I'm trying to make things, as user tunable as possible. The only downside is apparently some of the, that menu can be hard to see for visually impaired people. So I don't know if there's much. So I'm just going to have it all turned on by default, so they don't have to go in there if they don't want to.
Yeah.
Or but it's also something that maybe you just set once, so maybe you can either get help or just walk up to the screen to see it. Once you've set it, then you don't have to worry about it. I don't know. I'll need some. I'll experiment, see what we can do. I am constrained within the confines of the game. They do have a big text mode. I think maybe they need a jumbo text mode. Yeah. Oh, this is not... This fast travel. We're on Jemison already. Take me to the lodge. Here we go. And we'll just shrink Grizz's window down a little bit.
Bye, Grizzy.
Oh, you're still there. Still there. Just not massive.
Completely huge.
Yeah. Oh, and we're outside. Just take me inside.
Yep, and we've crashed. Oh, nope.
You're good. You were saving. Okay, so... NPCs currently won't highlight.
I always play Sarah Morgan. She's my favorite.
Out this downstairs. God damn it. Oh, that one is a storage... Ooh, that's a good comparison, actually. Because these ones... Maybe... don't have those keywords, because they're not highlighting. But you know what?
They're persistent ones, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But I'll just double check, because I just turn this on to make sure that it's definitely got the effect added. But I'm pretty sure it does, because I didn't have it add the effect at this point. It's always just on by default. Yeah, these containers are definitely not...
Docking Bay 1 is free.
Go up and check it's safe. I did give only, take only, and is stat tracking. So some of these are not going to have that.
Because they're not locked or they're not trackable.
Yeah, you don't get points for looting something that you have put the things into.
Rude.
Cool. Well, this is why we test stuff. But what keywords can we find assigned to different containers? Safes. Show me the safes first.
Was there something you... By all means.
Loot safe keyword. Maybe. Add that. Hoping I can just get away with doing keywords because it's a much more efficient function to be calling. Otherwise I gotta get tricky and try and make it detect just a container object as a whole, which is gonna get messy. Container keywords. Yeah, so give, take, and stat tracking. So let's add some more. Let's add some more. Containers. Safe. Nope, that was keyword. It's so fiddly. Loot safe keyword. That's in. What else do chests and shit have? Do they have some useful keywords we can pull up? Motherfucker, they don't. Well, most ones out in the wild, at least, they'll have that stat tracking keyword. So maybe just your own stuff, like in Lodge, won't glow. And on your ship, I guess, if you've got some there. So maybe that's a compromise. What have we got? What about... Show them all something. The one in the lodge is called a storage box, a storage container. Yes, same thing. Ammo box. What are ammo boxes got as a thing? Same thing, just stat. Just for stat tracking. But now we'll have to settle for that. Right, but that works. We should at least be able to see safe. Let me load back in. Yeah, might
Good
there
to see
be.
you.
We can go back to that other
You won't find a
save
better
and then just run towards a point of interest and see there must be some containers there that will be glowing for us, so we'll check it that way. And then that might do us for this evening, this first round of making glowy stuff easy to see. Or rather, making things easy to see by using glowy stuff.
Gotta love the glowy stuff.
Always love the glowies. By the way, this is how my 300 hours of Starfield playtime is. It's like 2 minutes of testing odds and then exiting again. So if I've accrued 300 hours, well, let's call it 250 hours of that, that's how much mod testing I have to do. Load in for a few minutes. I spend just as long waiting for it to load as I do actually seeing it work. Not work. That safe is not flashing. It is not glowing. This light is blinking. That's doing my head in. Or is it? Maybe it's not classed as an actual safe. Could be why too. Let's grab a suit. Well, we might park that for a moment. Let us go. Load back into our kill save. Let's go to point of interest that'll have some containers. That'll give us something to work with. What do you use? No. Exit. Button. Wind farm. What else we got? Ecological features. Nope. Collapsed mine. Oh, hopefully the wind farm's got something, yeah? Drive to the wind farm. Sorry, Marika. She'll be right. She just walks it off. It's all good. Alright, let's go for a drive in the snow. Let's crash into some things whilst we're trying to drive in the snow. Do a separate glowy color for teammates. I'll probably do that. Way to break it out. Alright. Farm with some friendly NPCs.
I don't know why everyone's so down on this job.
Going nicely.
Construction work pays great.
Oh, interesting. This cooler is not glowing. Did I add it to the spell? I thought I did. Oh, you silly motherfucker. Alright, so, well, we know what we did wrong.
Didn't it save 6 times?
No, I accidentally renamed. I did 2 things that are dumb. Because I was distracted when I tried to change the name. I accidentally created a new item instead.
Bound itself to the UC military, for better or worse.
And then I did not add our new magic effect.
If you have any questions, I love questions. Oh, yes. And just so you know, I definitely not.
Low stuff spell. Right. Okay, do not create a new one. Yes, I'm sure. Just rename it. There we go. That's fine. Now we add.
Was exclusively a military contract.
Paste it in. Add this as our container. So one of the reasons we weren't seeing anything is I didn't actually add the effect for containers. Fail. Let's go. Make sure it works. Would be cool. Have you done any bounty stuff?
Yeah, I've done a fair bit. But
I have not dabbled yet.
Council adds up anything.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it a go because I haven't actually played the game since the end of February, I think.
Ah.
I've only been making mods since February, March. So I'm getting thirsty. I want to play. Especially these new things that have been added. Alright, now these containers still may not glow because they don't have the stat tracking keyword. Let's just run upstairs and see if that safe does, but it might technically not be an actual safe.
Lamps released.
In which case that's fine. It's not as critical for highlighting our own stuff. Yeah, this is technically not a safe. It's just a storage box that looks like a safe.
Yeah.
Fine. Alright, let's go back to our Kila planet. Let's ride to the wind farm again. This time, we should hopefully see containers glowing. That's where we're going. Out that way. Jump in. Let's go. Why this container no glow? This is a safe. It should be glowing. It is not. What are you all fighting? Beasties. Oh, a Terramorph. What's a Terramorph doing out here? Come to the rescue team. Let's help the people out. Oh, I forgot you guys are like crazy tough. Yeah. Hover shot. Ready. Dash. By the way, Grizz, you know that you can, you know how you can horizontal dash forwards?
What do you mean?
You know, when you boost, you can boost forwards. You can also boost sideways.
Ah, yes. Yes, I do know.
Yeah, cool.
I have been doing a lot of making myself feel sick.
Yeah. Alright, I definitely need to turn off the self-glow, so we'll filter that out at some point.
That is pretty.
Yeah. These are not glowing. These should be goddamn glowing. Right, let us do exit. That'll do an autosave for us. Just need to double check. List is container. Yes. Tracking loot safe. Yep. Those containers should have those keywords. This spell is being cast. It says use containers, detect containers. Go to the legend containers. Script. Search radius, form list, container keyword list, and that's the shader. Oh, I don't know. Doing something wrong. Keyword list, container keyword list. Those are container keywords. Let's also check yes. So a big chest in there, loot chest. Yes, just chest is there. Find it. Well, that might be some debugging for another day. I think we are out of time and out of brain power. So loot these keywords. That should be working. There you go, that's what the box looks like. For an ammo case. Spell. loading in, changing a setting, so it just refreshes the spell triggering on us. I don't think it's gonna do it. I might actually just add a door. Is there a door keyword? That could be another comparison test. Keyword. Use a load door. No. There's that gate. It doesn't have a keyword. Oh, it's so annoying. Gate. Gate. It's one of those. Fence gen gate. It's a... Oh, there is... Might be able to detect those keywords. Fence. End. Word. Let's kill our game. Let's try it just as a comparison. Form list. Let's just check them out. Right. Fire it up for one last attempt, and that'll do us. That looked cool. What did you just fly away from?
Just the exploded ship that I just killed with my epic shitty killness of pew pew.
Yeah, I think I've seen that legendary effect, yeah. Midnight's dropping off. No worries. Thank you very much for hanging out with us and tuning in the background, Midnight. Appreciate that. Shall see you in the next episode. Hope you had fun playing Phasmophobia. Right. Now load it back in. These containers are not glowing. Where's this gate? This gate is also not glowing. I do have a... Where is it? It is. That's just a reflection of her glowing. And our glowing. Let's try just doing a settings change. So this will trigger the effect on the player to be removed and re-added. Let's turn off friendly NPC highlighting. Force a refresh. The glow should fade off on these people. There it goes. And... ah. We remain glowing. Something about that additional effect is not loading or triggering.
Shut it down.
Interesting. It'll be something silly that I'm doing. That should have done something here or anything.
I swear to God, I heard something.
Oh, there's pirates.
At least the only smell I should have to deal with.
We're busy, pirates. Yeah.
I haven't forgotten my training after all.
There's a tablet there. We could try and make that glow as a test as part of that same... This is what sucks me in and takes up so much of my time. I'm like, why is this simple thing not working? That thing to glow. Object type junk. Display. Alright, let's get all the junk objects to glow then as part of that same effect. That'll. Object type. Variance. Junk. Object type. Yes, let's double check. The magic effect doesn't have any other weird shit going on. Detected containers. There's no conditions in here.
Let's go!
I did turn off the no death dispel compared to the floor, but that shouldn't matter. Firing off on us. 5. That's fine. And then on the spell itself, we also duplicated the effect. No area, magnitude 100, duration 3, and no conditions. Good. Double check the containers effect script. Radius is correct, the keywords is correct. Glow effect is correct. Let's try it. Last time. Promise it's the last time this time, Chris.
This time for sure.
You're on a very floaty planet, so you almost have a hovercraft.
Almost.
Yeehaw!
Temperatures do not interfere with our electronics.
Tablet is not glowing. I'm doing something wrong.
Look at that for a sunrise. Well, planet rise.
Yeah, that is cool. That is an awesome view. Oh, lost it. Where did it go? Come back, Grizz. I do. Wow, I really upset it. There it is. You're turning up all of your graphics settings to get a better view. Awesome.
See, this absolutely just kills everything.
Oh, what happened? Did your frame rate die? Did it?
I don't know. I just cranked everything up to epic.
We're limited by the resolution of the Discord stream from you to me, to then for me to restream onto my stream. But
So
Planet Rise is very cool.
Experimentations.
But what we are going to do is we are going to park the stream session there for tonight. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. It'll be something I'm doing. I will figure it out. Oh, and that pirate's back. I have to fight a pirate with a quarter of my screen missing. There we go. We got him. We got him.
I haven't forgotten my training after all.
Good job, team. Stupid pirates. Alright, that will do us for this evening. Thank you, Grizz, for hanging out tonight and sharing us your gameplay as you traverse and explore the Starfield. Stay tuned. Tune in to my Twitch schedule if you want to see what we're doing and when. Discord is where we keep a lot of information up to date on our schedule. Links to that are on my Twitch profile as well. And then if anyone's watching on YouTube, I would love it if you could subscribe, maybe even share some of the videos to your friends who might be interested in seeing some of this. That helps me out a lot, and I would very much appreciate that. Thank you to our community members, moderators, admins, and of course our sponsors. You guys are absolute legends. You are helping to boost this up to make it better. Our next session later this week will probably be doing a little bit more mod making and or testing. We'll figure it out for Starfield, because I'm in a bit of a Starfield mode for the next couple of weeks, especially with the expansion coming. And especially as I sort of work with Grizz and Jay on some of my own mods and the testing thereof. But that's enough talking from me for now. Hope some of tonight's stuff was a little bit informative, or at least you can see how I go about doing certain things and some of the trials and tribulations that come about whilst trying to make cool mods and things. Anyway, let me know in the comments. We'll go from there. For those that are on Twitch, please stick around for a few minutes. Let's find someone else to raid. Let's give them some buzz, give them some energy, and make their night a little bit better. In the meantime, this has been Nerdedness. I've been Shade. Up there on the screen has been Grizz. And you have all been awesome, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.